And joining us on the phone from Glastonbury Pyramid Stage Sunday headliners The Cure, Robert Smith. Good evening.
Good evening.
And, well, a long time no speak. How you been keeping? Are you well?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, busy, but yeah, good.
And where are you at the moment? Because we were trying to plot where you were flying from, because you've been on a delayed flight from Zagreb, was it?
Yes, we played in Zagreb yesterday night, and we just landed in Brussels. We're playing the Werchter Festival tomorrow.
So you have an evening off to sort of get settled in. The crew, I suppose, are already setting up, are they?
A bit later tonight. Yeah, they let some of them on, but I think it's all the festivals seem to have stretched out into kind of 5-day things now, so it's actually quite tricky to get the time to get on stage anymore.
Yeah. And how was Zagreb last night? I mean, you've played pretty much everywhere in the world, I think, really. But
weirdly enough, we've never played a show in Croatia. So it was our very first time in Zagreb yesterday, and it was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's really great.
Well, I imagine if you've never been there before, there's loads of people who have been waiting for the moment.
Yeah, that's how it felt, actually. It was like it was a huge sing-along. In fact, they sang along to songs that I've never heard a crowd sing along to, so it was actually quite bizarre. But it was great. The only downside to it was on an island in the middle of a lake, the festival, and it was, I think, pretty much every single mosquito in Central Europe congregated around the stage when we were on. So, yeah. So I'm covered in bites at the moment.
Well, you've been quite a lot of places already this year, haven't you? I noticed, looking up on the website, you did a whole run at Sydney Opera House, didn't you?
Yes, we did 5 nights there playing the Disintegration albums. It was its 30th anniversary this year. I just wanted to do something, and we had a history with the Opera House. We went there a few years ago to do the first 3 albums back to back, and so it's really nice. It's just a nice venue, and it was doing something different to mark that particular anniversary. So, yeah, it was good.
And what's it like reacquainting yourselves with some of the songs from Disintegration?
With Disintegration, it's weird, really, because there's only 3 songs probably out of the 12 that are on the album that we haven't played pretty much on and off throughout the years. Yeah. So we played around 6 or 7 B-sides and songs of the period which we'd never played before in front of an audience. So, yeah, I mean, some of it felt really familiar. Songs like Lullaby and stuff, we've been doing obviously like pretty much in every show since it was released. But other songs such as the final song on the album, Untitled, I think don't think we've played that one since 1989. So it was a weird mix, actually. Overall, it was a very it was a strange experience, actually, because it was hard to perform it. Some of the songs that been the ones that we'd never done before, it was really actually quite difficult to go back and perform them. I don't know why. I don't know. There's a lot of baggage to do with that period of time in my life, I think.
And do songs, not necessarily those songs, but songs that come and go in the set, songs that you've fallen out of love with or left behind, do they tend to take on a new life? I imagine even the songs that you do play evolve and change meaning in some way over the years.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, I suppose, a kind of obvious thing that over a period of time, like the more stuff you've got, that I mean, our sets extended to a point where a few years ago we were playing kind of 4 hours in order not to drop songs out, And with hindsight, it was stupid, really. I wish, I mean, I was told that I was being stupid, but of course I didn't listen. Whereas now we've kind of knocked it back down again now to a much more manageable set length. So, in particular with festivals, you can't really go out and play for like 3 hours plus because everyone would leave. So it's we've kind of streamlined it. So certain songs have to make way, and you kind of, I think the biggest change in me over the last maybe 20 years of performing is that 20 years ago I really didn't care what the audience did or didn't get into. It was entirely selfish. The performance was all about like what I wanted to do, how the band was. And whereas now I'm much more aware that we're playing for people. I want that, because I kind of understand now that if they're into it, it makes the show even better. We get more into it, they get more into it. It's a great kind of feedback loop. And so the show now, I think, is a much more powerful show than perhaps it was. Certainly the last time we played Glastonbury, it's a much better. It was a better band as well. It's a much better band, but. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, really, should I? I mean, it was a good band that played the last time we played Glastonbury, but this is a much better band.
And this takes us back. I mean, getting onto the subject of Glastonbury this weekend. Your first Glastonbury was what, 86?
86.
Was the first one, and then 19. I mean, I don't know what you remember of any of the
World Cup years is what I remember. Watching the semi-finals both times backstage before we went on. Yeah, it was